everyone. Welcome. Tonight I am going to cover all about frankincense essential oil for both you and your pets. So it's an oil that's got such a huge diverse range of benefits for all. So I've got all my notes here because I didn't want to miss out on anything. So my name is Dr. Helene. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and also a certified animal aromatherapy specialist, and I love to help people use an integrative approach to their health and that of their pets. So frankincense is absolutely fantastic, and it is called the king of essential oils, and it's really because of all those huge benefits that it's got this reputation. Now, it's one of the most important and well-used oils in both the animal and the human kingdom, and it's actually been used with pretty much every species imaginable, and is really safe and well tolerated, as well as being very versatile and effective. So it's absolutely great. So a little bit about frankincense. So it comes from the boswellia tree, which have been celebrated for centuries. So we're probably all familiar, aren't we, with the wise men bringing frankincense, gold and myrrh. So the Babylonians and Assyrians would burn the tree resin in religious ceremonies and for contemplative meditation. I just realised I unplugged my laptop and just got an alert to say it's going to power down in a couple of minutes. So I think we're okay now. Phew. And the ancient Egyptians used it in perfumes and salves for soothing skin. So oil from the resin has been used in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese health practices for a long time. And according to preclinical research, frankincense essential oil may promote healthy cellular function when taken internally. And experimental research also suggests that internal use of frankincense, which is high in alpha-pinene, may provide soothing effects to the body. And this is because of the oil's significant levels of alpha-pinene. And preclinical research also indicates frankincense may help maintain a healthy skin structure. And it's nourishing and clarifying as an addition to daily skincare, and I'm going to cover more about how to use it in a bit. And it's got a very warm, spicy herbal aroma, which creates a relaxing, calming and uplifting atmosphere. So it literally can be used for pretty much every system in the body, from the musculoskeletal to the immune system for cellular health. And it's actually considered to be a life force oil. So it's a wonderful oil to use at the beginning of life and also towards the end. So it's a lovely one to use in times of transition, both for human and animal. And obviously carers as well. And what's also really interesting about frankincense is it actually magnifies and enhances the effects of other essential oils, making the whole blend greater than the sum of its individual parts, which I think is pretty special. Now, one of the most amazing experiences I actually had with frankincense was actually with my bunny Doris, who had hurt her hip, and she'd been on Metacam. And she was still limping, and she wasn't really improving much. And I got home at 3 a.m. from work, which is, the usual time I finish. And Metacam, if you're not familiar with it, is an opaque bottle, so it's really difficult to see how much. And I knew it was getting low, but I went to draw up the little syringe from the Metacam, because it comes, like a little oral syringe, and I was like, no, it had run out. I had like the tiniest bit. Now, rabbits go into what's called stasis, so their gut stops working really, really quickly. When they get pain or any illness, they just can go into stasis, and it's like literally you could go to bed and wake up with a dead bunny. It's that serious. So I was absolutely, completely panicked, thinking, what do I do? And I was fairly new to oils. I was using them with my dogs, but I hadn't used them much with my bunny. And so I grabbed my frankincense and diluted it up, applied it all over her hip area. And I had used essential oils to support gut function, so I was using those with her anyway. And thought, well, I can't do anything else. So went to bed, woke up about 4 hours later, because it's my normal sleep pattern when I'm working. And I couldn't believe it. The difference in her movement was incredible. She wasn't limping nearly as much. It was an improvement that I hadn't seen for a week on Metacam. And so I was absolutely amazed. And it was like, oh, wow, I had never seen quite that sort of response before. I'd not used it in that way, so it was really, really, really fascinating to me. So let's talk about some uses for frankincense. So let's go to the humans first of all. So great, especially in the winter where it's very cold and we've got a lot of dry weather. Frankincense is great to help your skin look rejuvenated, and also it's a nice aroma as well. So you know, it's great to put on your skin at night and during the day. I always have it in a roller and put it on before my moisturizer, and you can get enveloped into that beautiful aroma as well. So the chemical properties of frankincense will provide a comforting sensation to your skin and give you a healthy looking complexion that lasts all day. Very, very nice, massaged into your hands, feet, or other areas, and creating an aromatic massage. So you can actually do a little aromatic dressing. So you could pop it in a little pot. I keep all those little goo pots, you know, you get those desserts in, and put some fractionated coconut oil in there, and then put your oils in that you want to rub over yourself as a sort of a body lotion, and you can have whatever aromatic dressing you like. And so that's really a beautiful, soothing one for your whole body. Excuse me. Obviously, for yoga and meditation, it helps open up the third eye. Start your day by diffusing it during daily practices of that, or you can roll the sort of put it in a roller and put it on your neck or your wrists as you repeat affirmations. This would be quite a nice one to do in the morning if you're a practitioner of the miracle morning, which I am. I love doing that. Helps you focus your intentions. So really, really beautiful there. As I said, very moisturizing. A nice little tip as well, if you've got really chapped hands in the winter, as I know any of us with dogs tend to have, popping some frankincense with some coconut oil, the thick stuff, and then popping some little cotton gloves on your hand before you go to bed can really, really help your hands feel better. Very, very good for your nail care as well. So rub it around your cuticles of your nail and the edges of your fingernails as well for extra moisturizing. Pop it in a foot bath with some warm water, maybe a little bit of coconut oil as well for a nice little foot bath. Again, you're going to get it into the soles of your feet, which are the reflexology points there are the doorway to everything. Absolutely amazing, diffused, really creates a warm aroma. I love to diffuse it with lavender. I'm very traditional in that sense as well, but this is quite a nice blend as well, which is really a nice winter time one. So 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of sandalwood, and 2 drops of grapefruit oil to your diffuser, and it's a really, really nice blend. I did that the other day. Very, very good applied to the back of your neck as a support for brain health, and also take it top orally as well, so you can pop it in a little veggie cap. It does not taste too good. Another little trick is for body and mind support is you can drop a drop on your thumb and just pop it up into the roof of your mouth. So this is obviously only frankincense oil that is labeled as suitable for internal use, because the quality of frankincense oil, you know, it does vary. I'm going to go into that more in a minute, but it's really good. So this will help support your body at a cellular level and help provide emotional stability. And very good if you do that every day as well. So very good to sleep. So at night, I will roll some on my chest, the bottoms of my feet and the back of my neck. I like to mix it with lavender as well. And that's absolutely perfect there. Now you can actually pop it on your toothbrush as well to promote clean gums and a clean mouth. So really, really useful there. So let's talk about what we use it for the pets. So this is absolutely fantastic. So it can be. So not everyone likes the smell of frankincense, and I have to confess it's not one of my favorite aromas, which is why I tend to mix it with lavender, or mix it with other oils. And some of our pets don't like the taste of it. So you do need to sometimes mix it. None of my dogs are bothered, but it does help to mix it with something that's quite odorous. So something like sardines for dogs and cats would be really, really good, and obviously appropriately are diluted for their size. Very soothing for the skin, lovely and support. So when my dog Evelyn had her spleen out, I would literally I went over the area with red light therapy and then around the area with a frankincense and helichrysum blend. Not on the suture line because it could break down the sutures, but around the area, and her wound has healed so beautifully. And I've used it in a lot of wound healing with. I've got Springer Spaniels. You know, it's not a walk if someone doesn't come back with blood on them. So it's absolutely great, and really great with other skin oils, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum or copaiba, because it enhances those effects as well. So, you know, great for things like that. I've been using it on my dog Rowan's tail because he's had, I don't know what he did to his tail. It's a Springer tail, I don't know, but he was really chewing at it. So I made up a little blend in a roller and was putting that on there. Really nice to incorporate into a massage for your pet, as well as supporting cellular health, joints and bones as well. So you can apply it topically at the area. Now, really great for emotional supportive oil. So apply at the base of the brain. So just feel down the skull and at the base there. And obviously you can diffuse it as well, or apply it down at the back of the neck and along the spine. And I was just saying to someone earlier as well in the Q&A for my clients that, you know, if you've got a dog with really thick skin, I like to use dropper bottles. So all my oils that I use regularly, this is helichrysum, are all made up, ready to go, appropriately diluted, so that I can literally grab them and use this. And I do use helichrysum a lot. Well, we're not talking about helichrysum, we're talking about frankincense, but that's downstairs. It was just that I've got helichrysum here. Cardiovascular support, really, really good. So again, apply it to the food and also over the heart area as well. And it's really good. I've got a lovely heart blend that I use with, which is other oils as well. For cognitive support with senior pets, our beautiful seniors, helps them relax, then mix it internally into their food, or you can just put a little drop on your finger and just rub it on the gums. The gums are a great place because there's a lot of vessels in there, so it really helps things get absorbed. It can also be very supportive if your dog or cat is in a convulsive state, and I have certainly had that experience with my beautiful Paddington bear, who was a cat, not a bear. Really great for mobility support as well. So you can give it internally into their food, and also topically over the area in question. So absolutely fantastic. So one of the best frankincense around is actually doTERRA. You know, I am obviously passionate about it, but it really is. I've been in a couple of pet groups for different conditions, and it was really interesting to me that the frankincense they were actually recommending in these groups was the doTERRA one. And it is just, frankincense is a very, very expensive oil to harvest, and there is massive problems with how it's harvested, in that, you know, the frankincense trees have really been stripped a lot, and if they don't maintain it, if they don't sustainably harvest it, it's not going to be around for generations to come. So that's really important, that it's done, you know, it's harvested properly. So, and if it's a really cheap frankincense that you're seeing for sale, then it's not going to be a proper frankincense, because it's a very expensive oil. And so you do need to be mindful. And if you're not giving it, if it's not a proper frankincense, it's not going to have any of the benefits you want it to have. It can also be subject to contaminants and everything. And especially if you're using it for either yourself or someone poorly. And again, I was just thinking of someone else who was very poorly, who was also using the doTERRA frankincense for themselves. They weren't anything to do with doTERRA, but that is the frankincense that they were purchasing. So the frankincense essential oils come from the Sanaga region of Somaliland, which makes up a third of the total land there. And harvesting frankincense is actually the main source of income. It comes from so 1/3 of Somaliland's population actually live in this region, and the frankincense harvesting, you know, so it's a major source of employment there. The trees are passed down through generations, and individual harvesters have access to specific regions by tribal right. Frankincense has been a valued commodity, obviously, since ancient times, as I've said, and the precious resins that they get, because it is a resin that comes from the tree, is believed to be the world's oldest global supply chain. So how about that? So normally what happens is frankincense resin is sold to shopkeepers, who then sell it to intermediaries and consolidators for export. And so actually what this does is it takes advantage of the harvesters, who end up being paid the lowest wages for doing the most work. So where doTERRA makes a difference is they go directly to those people who harvest and sort the resin, and they have contributed. They have like a collection of warehouses where it's collected and sorted and stored, and obviously that applies provides important employment. And the warehouses function like a cooperative. And so they've got a network there, which is absolutely fantastic. And it means that because they're working with the providers at source, there's transparency, fairness, employment and opportunities and security for all those who are involved in the supply chain. And what I think is absolutely fantastic as well with the doTERRA frankincense is they actually, through the Healing Hands Foundation, they actually set up a hospital there, and and I'm not talking a mini hospital, but a proper hospital that's got departments there, and it's got an emergency department, because people were having to go for 12 hours on a bus to get to the nearest hospital because there wasn't one around. And so that's the benefit of you purchasing from a company that is very ethical and looks after the people behind the bottle as well as those of us who use it. So I hope I've given you a bit of a good background into the use of frankincense. It is an absolutely fantastic oil. So if you would like to get it into your life or to know more about how essential oils could support you and your pets, just drop me a message below. You can go to the links going across the bottom of my screen or in the captions and send me a message. If you want to purchase the frankincense, I've popped it there as well for you to get. But why not get a wholesale account with me and get a discount and get a proper plan how to use it for yourselves. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop me a message, and don't forget to hit the follow or the subscribe button depending on what platform you're on, so you can be updated with my latest and video blog or podcast or whatever we call it. I don't know. So stay safe, stay well. Bye.